So let's talk about the tools you need to banish groupthink and teach your kids to be independent thinkers. All right, number 1, asking good questions. So this is a very important one because we've all heard the saying, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Okay, Mom, let me just blow your mind here. There are a number of stupid questions, and you've probably been asked them before. Stupid questions do exist, and it's usually due to the fact that people are lazy and they don't want to find the answer to the questions for themselves. So if we can all agree, like, yes, there are stupid questions, and yes, we've been asked them. So if you want to teach your kids how to be independent thinkers, then teach them how to ask good questions. And these need to be well thought out questions. So a good question is thought out. It comes from a place of genuine curiosity and with the intention of learning something new or building on previous knowledge. Number 2, teach them how to find answers. So I admit that I've forgotten everything I ever knew about algebra and chemistry. Sad but true, because I've never used them after high school. Okay, so we won't talk about that. But I have done my taxes since I had to do taxes, but that's another story. So it is a serious disadvantage that I have forgotten these things because I really can't help my high schooler with these subjects. So as I was lamenting this with my husband one day, he dropped this gem of wisdom on me. He said, it's more important to give them the tools they need to find the answer than to help them get to the answer. So show them where to find the answers to hard questions and teach them how to determine if the information is good or not. So again, that comes back to low information or high information people and how much knowledge that you have on subjects. So, and show them not to be afraid of opposing views. It's okay to not agree with each other. I know. Let's just take a moment and recover from that. All right. Anyway, I had my moment there. So number 3, wrestle with knowledge. It is okay to wrestle with facts and take your time to reach a conclusion. Because here's the thing, not every situation is black and white. So you need to make sure you have as much information as possible and then wrestle with that information and try and reconcile it. And you know what? It's okay to not have a definitive answer. So I do think that wrestling with the facts is more of a sign of an honest intellectual. So just because everyone is saying it doesn't mean it is true. So our culture has become so lazy when it comes to wrestling with knowledge. We depend on sound bites or TikTok videos, and we don't take the time to really research the facts, dig into the motivations, and understand what's behind it. And this takes time. It's not always easy. So we just give up on it. And we stick with the short little TikTok videos and sound bites. 4. All right, you guys ready? Fact versus opinion. I know every elementary language arts class will take the students through this exercise of determining facts and opinions. The problem is when people start to believe their own opinions as fact. So fact is really a very narrow definition that can quickly turn into opinion. For example, science is proclaimed as all factual, but in reality, it is a lot of opinion that is drawn from a very narrow set of facts. So I was reading a book on eugenics, and I've been reading this for a while, and I think it was published a few years ago. So I want to say it's 2013, but I'm not 100% sure. But just to give you an idea of when it was published. And so he was talking about why the idea of eugenics, and eugenics is a made-up word that means good genes. It's like a mishmash of 2 Greek words that means good genes. And he was talking about why these ideas of forced sterilization, ostracizing people who were socially inadequate, why they prevailed. And he goes, it wasn't because everyone was racist. It had nothing to do with white supremacy. And then he said one more thing, and I can't remember what it was. He goes, it was so accepted because it was science. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Like, I'm going to let you ponder that one for a little while. So we'll get back to what we were talking about. So there are a number of scientific procedures that have changed because the facts changed. So I remember, and again, it was in one of my some college classes, that there was an OBGYN who discovered that x-raying a mother while she was pregnant, there was a higher risk of the child developing childhood cancers, like a 50% chance that a child would develop childhood cancers. It took 25 years for the medical field to change their practice, even though this information was widely known. And she, I can't remember, I wish I could remember the doctor's name, but again, it's like these stories that just like stick with you, like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it took, when the facts were so blatantly clear, it took them 25 years to change their practice and to stop x-raying mothers while they were pregnant. So again, we're just going to leave that one there, and you can ponder that for a while. So teach your kids how to spot the very narrow facts and the abundance of opinions. Number 5. All right, a thick skin. So if your kids are going to swim against the tide of groupthink, then they will need to have a thick skin. Well, one way to help them with this is to teach them that if someone disagrees with you, it is not a personal attack. Could you imagine if we just could agree that, okay, if you disagree, then you're not attacking me personally. We can still be friends. So many times conversations disintegrate because the art of having a disagreement has been lost. It is okay to disagree. Dude, you don't always agree with your spouse on everything. And sometimes you have intense conversations about topics and you still walk away disagreeing about it. And that's okay. You still love each other. And you can still be friends if you don't agree on everything. It is healthy to have your opinions challenged because you will grow. You'll either be more certain of them or you will shift them. So this is not easy and it requires a thick skin. So help your children have that thick skin. But then on the flip side, you also have to teach them how to have a friendly debate and how to disagree with each other without it turning into a personal attack.